So I've been hanging around Yuma, and it's kind of an interesting place. It's a lot of history here. So it's like a lot of places, it's a combination of the new and the old. But there's some kind of entertaining contrasts here, I guess you would call them. I just I found it interesting. When you first come into Yuma, there's a bridge, and at night, as you're driving by on Interstate 8, you'll see a sign on it lit up that says Ocean to Ocean Highway. So I've been curious about what the Ocean to Ocean Highway really was. And in researching it just a little bit, I discovered that Yuma's bridge, labeled Ocean to Ocean Highway, actually was never part of the Ocean to Ocean Highway. That ended up going north of here, I believe through Needles, probably the old Route 66 route. So the bridge was built kind of to entice the highway to run through here, which never happened. So when you go looking at it, you realize that there really isn't a highway there. There probably was a road, that predated Interstate 8, because there's not that many places to cross the Colorado River between Arizona and California. But anyway, I had to, of course, drive across the bridge and then look at when it was built. But being that I'm fascinated by the railroad, I, of course, am checking out the railroad bridge next to it. So the highway bridge was built in 1914, and this version of the railroad bridge, which had been there before in another form, was built in 1923. So I don't know what this old structure is here along the railroad tracks. Probably something that belonged to the Southern Pacific at one time. But anyway, in watching these trains and the bridges and everything, you can see that there's a switch right here, just down below the wall. And in order for the trains to leave, that switch has to be in the right position. So I happened to film it one day, and I've always wondered if there's any kind of warning. These things are controlled from central dispatch locations. I don't know where the Union Pacific dispatches these tracks, but like most of their main lines in the country are handled through Omaha, Nebraska. Since they bought this from the Southern Pacific, or this was a merger deal, I'm not sure what happens. But I did learn that there is no warning. These things are very quiet, and basically the track just moves. And it's not hinged or anything. It actually, the rails bend, they flex down towards the other end of it as it gets set. Anyway, I thought that was pretty fascinating as I watched the train come across this bridge. The interesting thing about that bridge is that if train traffic has remained somewhat constant, keep in mind that this was a Southern Pacific main line, and then they were gobbled up by the Union Pacific. But I think there's about 2 trains an hour coming through here on average, something on that order, which basically comes out to about 50 trains a day. So in a 30-day month, that'd be about 1,500 trains. In a 12-month year, of course, that comes out to 18,000 trains. Well, that bridge is about 90 years old, which means that for the life of that bridge, there's been probably more than 1 million trains have crossed it. That is a lot of weight. And I filmed a train going across that bridge, and I couldn't help but notice that the bars on the bridge, and I don't know, these bars don't look like they really are designed to support a lot of weight, but I noticed it shakes. Those things, they kind of, you know, wiggle around. So you'll see that in the video. But as part of the old and the new, you can see in one area east of Yuma, there was an old watering tower that is still there to this day on the Southern Pacific. And as I was kind of checking that out, here comes a modern day container train whizzing through there. But so I've just enjoyed kind of goofing around here as I'm waiting for the RV to get done being painted down in Mexico. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video.